Good afternoon, good morning, you lovely lot. You know what I love when it comes to the beginning of each show, when we've got our opening titles? I love to see all the finished cards, the finished examples, the way that you can then use the product. It gives you a little indication as well as to what we're going to be featuring throughout, of course, the show. So you got a little bit of a taster there within that opening sequence there of all the different cards and projects that you can be making, just dotting about all over the place, a bit like Tetris on that one there a moment ago. So yes, we are here for a masterclass, and it's very much a beginner's guide, a learn to. There's going to be a lot of techniques all the way throughout the day. It is, of course, 2 hours when it comes to this masterclass. What I do have to say though, very quickly just now, we're going to reference a brand new launch today, which of course was our Paper Corner punches. Now the Showstopper collection, 40% has gone.
What?
40% has gone, absolutely, Debbie. 40% has gone already of that Showstopper collection. We don't have the official 2-hour launch till later on in the day. Usually you tend to see launch day within this show. However, this is Masterclass. Launch day is going to be at 6 o'clock here in the UK, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Time. We will have 2 hours to look at them. But just to say, they are across on the website. You've got either just the punches on their own, or you've got the Showstopper collection where you've got the punches, pattern paper, your 2 lots of cardstock as well. So all on Shop the Day, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu. What you'll also find here is lots and lots of goodies from Masterclass. But do you know what? I'm not the one that's going to be doing the demonstrating. Why? Because I'm on this side. Who is going to be doing the demonstrating all day today? She was in earlier with Wake Up Call with me. We had a nice little catch-up powwow just outside when we were having our lunch. And now we're back together again live for 2 hours, Debbie.
Yay! Cannot wait as well, because this is a masterclass about bringing it back to those basics in terms of learning how to do certain things using our products. So we are going to be covering embossing, we're going to be covering aqua pens, we're going to be covering things like our flower forming, our edgeables, our stamping. We've got a lot to cram in this next 2 hours, and it is going to be how to use those kind of things. It might be just a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of mojo, maybe something you've not tried before, that you can then use this towards as well. Or maybe you're brand new. Maybe it's the first time you're flicking on, flicking through, and you've caught us, or perhaps you've come across from watching our lovely Sarah on QVC, which was on the other night. You could be a new fan, a new person that's just come out, or somebody who's just literally caught a little glimpse of us on Facebook or YouTube, and want to learn how to do these kind of things and use our fabulous products that we have here at Crafters Companion, with some cheeky little deals thrown in, may I add?
Absolutely.
So yes, and there may be an odd appearance with the new launch that we'll come up with later as well, just because they're just fabulous, and I honestly, I just want to use them. I want to use them in every demo now, is what I want to do. Of course, we're not going to.
Well, you can if you want.
We can if we want.
You can if you want.
Absolutely, we can if we want.
Yeah,
and
you're in charge.
You know what I'm like? That's exactly it. I might change my mind at some point. But yeah, we're going to get things kick-started, and we're going to learn all about aquas first off.
We are indeed.
Looking
absolutely
forward to it, Craig.
Funny as well, you saying about new. Now, I think we've got a new viewer. Maggie Monday is saying, excited, finally get to see a live show. Well, if this is the very first time you are watching us, it's so lovely to have your company. It's so lovely that you are commenting away, just saying that you are excited to see this first show. If you do have any questions, if anyone's got any questions over the next couple of hours, feel free to send them along. We've got Rachel on for the first half of today before Susie takes over, and bless you, Rachel, I don't think you were being lazy when you just said hello to me there. She's come in, Rachel's just said hello, as in hello to me, to let me know that she's here to give me a hand, and I've just put back hello too. But it was just said, sorry, I was being lazy, as I already knew that you knew it was me that was here. I didn't take it as you were being lazy, Rachel, not at all, never in a million years. But Stephanie is in saying hello again. We've got Rhonda Crowley Creations is saying good morning. Caroline Wilson is saying hello again from Florida. Suzette Suze is saying hello everyone from PA. We've got Zoe Carver is saying afternoon everyone. Afternoon to you. Lillian is saying hello again. Well, hello again to you. It's lovely to see you popping up. Penny Low, hello is all saying. So Penny Low, hello. Hello, all my crafty buddies.
Hello.
Hello, there's lots of hellos.
Hello.
Hello. Tamara is saying, good morning from South Dakota. Looking pretty snazzy, Craig, I like. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I especially kept this new jacket just for being on with Debbie today. I've had it for a few days now, but I just waited until today. And then Charlotte Everett is in saying, afternoon, everyone, here in Herne Bay. Well, hello to you. Wherever you're watching all across the globe, it's lovely to have your company. As I said a moment ago, any questions, any queries, send them across or fire them across to Debbie over the next couple of hours. You can get in conversation with us along the bottom there, studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk if you want to send a picture in. Maybe you've been making something from something that's just launched. Maybe you've just been playing with your Crafters Companion products and you want to then send in a picture. Then you can do studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. We do have, Jamie is in the hot seat for this show here. George is dotting about, and we do have Nicola, who is still steering that crafty ship for the full day today. What we'll say as well, just before we have a look at this Learn to Colour In, we do have a Fiver Friday because it is Friday. So that means if you go across onto our website, so whether it is .co.uk, whether it is .com, or whether it is .eu, you're going to find a selection of Crafters Companion products at £5, $5 or €5 that you can then pop into your basket and check out. It will end midnight your time because if it goes 1 minute after we're into Saturday, then that means it's not a Fiver Friday then, it's a Fiver Saturday and it doesn't have the same ring. Plus we've got something else coming your way tomorrow, to stay tuned with Jan and Corin. But while you're also on the website as well, we are now in National Craft Month all across the globe in the craft industry, and that includes us. Now, we've got a number of things planned all throughout the month here on Crafters TV. We're going to kickstart with the first 5 days where you can get 10% off some Spectrum Noir tools. Now, you can have a look across on the website and you'll see the banner of the 10% off Spectrum Noir tools, and you can see if there's anything that takes your fancy. Maybe you're just wanting to try a few things, maybe you want to stock up on a few things. They are all there. I am also going to give you a heads up as to the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. There is going to be a 3 for 2 on Spectrum Noir pens, but that will then start tomorrow once Corin and Jan is in, so just to keep that one in mind. And then the other thing I want to tell you as well is our gift card. Because at the moment, what you can do is you can buy a gift card for someone and then we will give you a £5 to spend on your account. Absolutely. So what will happen is you'll be sent an email and then you will expect that maybe within the next couple of days or so. So just keep an eye out on that one. But buy a gift card and then we will give you £5, $5 or €5 to spend on whatever you like. Whatever you like, it's entirely up to yourself. Rightio. So, as I say, we are having a look at our masterclass today. Many elements are all about that learning basis within this masterclass. The first one we're going to be having a look at is learning colouring with the Aqua markers. Now, you're going to get your ink pad, rocker blocks, stamping dies. You're also going to get some watercolour card as well. So let's show you the actual Aqua pens that you're getting within here, because you can't learn to colour with Aqua markers without Aqua markers. Could you do that, Debbie? Tell you what, Debbie, you're about to demonstrate this next. Try doing it without these.
I know. It'd be a bit difficult. It would be a bit difficult. It really would.
So what you have got is your Aqua marker floral. So this is the 12 that you're going to get. These are water-based, so you can start to draw out that colour. You can get a different blend all the way down. These alone are $22.99 or $29.95 on their own. However, everything I'm showing you is £35, $45, or a platinum price comes down to £28 or $36. So that was the price of that, as I was saying there a moment ago. What you are also going to get is your flagstone. Now, that is your waterproof ink pad. That is the perfect one to work in conjunction with anything that's water-based. Now, when it comes to your waterproof ink pad here, it does tell you waterproof, and you've got a water brush as well that you can see at the side. So straight away, it lets you know it's perfect for anything that is water-based. This flagstone is actually a personal favourite to many of us. I know it is Debbie. Nicola's saying the same when she does her little bit of watercolouring, and it is for me as well. It's still a strong outline, but it's maybe not as harsh as the Noir Black. Just reins it in that little bit. That's included. What you're also going to get is this gorgeous floral stamp and die, Statement Floral. Now this one is from our Bell Countryside. Now yes, as I always say when it comes to a stamp and die, use them both together, that's how they're intended, or use the stamp on their own. If you want to, use the die to create a fancy aperture. You've got that option, but I love the fonts within these ones here. Simply for you, with love, in Garden Gate. Why you would want to put Garden Gate on a random card, I don't know, but maybe you would do. I don't know. You do you, hun. But then what you're also going to get is your full pack of watercolour cardstock. So that is giving you your full 15 sheets, all of your watercolour cards. So perfect for doing any water technique that you can see here. And usually you're not even using, you know, even half of that. Sometimes it's even less than that at a time. So it could potentially last you quite a wee while. And then last but by no means least, we're even giving you your 2-pack of your Rocka blocks. All of these ones, everything that I'm showing you, your 2-pack of your Rocka block, your 15-pack of your A4 watercolour card, your waterproof ink pad, and you are going to be getting your Statement Floral with that Garden Gate sentiment. With love to my Garden Gate, maybe. It's up to you, you could do. Sometimes you just love your Garden Gate that much that you're going to send it a card. You've then got your 12-pack of Aqua pens. So you've got that brush nib at one side, you've got that fine nib at the other, and these are the colours that you're getting. It is from the floral set. Incredible price. Look at that saving. You're saving £16.95 or $25.41. It actually works out that you're saving over 30% on that today's price. That is exceptional on its own, in my opinion, at £35 or $45. But if you are a platinum, it comes down to under £30 at £28 or $36 as well. So it's a win-win, whether you're here in the UK, you guys stateside, or even for you guys across Central Europe, head across to your website. Lots of lovely comments coming through, but I think what we could do is let's go straight across to Debbie, because I know it's a masterclass. It's all about learning and techniques, so we can then kickstart with Debbie, and then we can have a look and read some comments just shortly, Debbie.
Absolutely, and honestly, I'm going to try and do demos with everything that I'm going to show you throughout the show. There's some really lovely colouring mediums that we do at Spectrum Raw. These are the finest because they are water soluble. So you can see you've got a dual tipped applicator, and we say a dual tipped because you've got 2 different nibs on either side of your brush that are indicated on the barrel, nice shaped barrel as well. One barrel that certainly will not roll around on your craft mat, because once it's down there it's staying because of the ergonomical shape, and it sits comfortably in the hand. So you've got this beautiful brush nib on one side, and then the ultra fine, and I say ultra fine nib on the other side compared to that side. Now these are fully water soluble pens as well. In terms of all these fabulous colours that Craig's just shown you, you've got those 12 gorgeous colours, but you've also got a little bit of a way you can mix your palette as well, and you can add some depth and dimension to your colours by adding different shades in there. You've got 3 shades of green, 3 shades of blue, I would say virgin yellow going into the brown, and 3 shades of pink going into the red. So you've got a really nice selection of florals in there. And of course, saying the water soluble, let me show you how water soluble they are. You're going to take some water, so I've got some water and I've also got a paintbrush. Now we do many things at Crafters Companion. We do our watercolour brushes, which are a brush at one end, okay, and you fill it up just by simply unscrewing there and filling that up with water. So that's got all your water into there. So that's now a water brush that you can work with. Royal and Langnickel brushes are the crafter's choice in my eyes, because that's exactly what it says on there. Come in various different sizes, and a great one to be able to do your techniques with in terms of painting, because yes, these are water soluble. Yes, you can paint with them. Yes, you can create lots of lovely techniques and backgrounds, which I'm going to show you in this demonstration as well. But for me, absolutely get the right tools, including, you may want to go and check out our crystal clear overlay glitter sparkle pen, which also acts as a little bit of a water brush, because obviously there's your water content in there with that ultrafine glitter, so it means that it's going to work beautifully with these as well. So I'm just going to pop that to one side, and then I'm going to come in and show you. Now, I always have, to the hand side of me, I always have a bit of tissue, because I want what I call a damp brush, not a wet through brush, so not one that's saturated, that's dripping. You just want a nice bit of a damp brush, ready and prepped, ready and raring to go. And I'm going to show you the differences of why you have it on to watercolour cardstock, and why you can use your glass mats and your craft mats as your palettes as well. So I'm going to pop a little bit down onto there, and then taking my damp brush, move and watch that just literally. And if I just go in a little bit, and I'm using a flat brush there to create that, but that water soluble feature where you can go in from that direct colour, which was that colour, and then take your brush and literally now create that lovely water technique. And you can do that as well with your with this brush. So we could go with this brush as well. We could also take our crystal clear overlay pen, and I know they're not in stock at the moment, but they will be back soon, so please don't think that, you know, I'm just doing this, but it's just to show you again how much you can create those lovely watercolour techniques. And I say watercolour techniques, but from a pen. So it's not like your watercolours that you would normally traditionally, but it gives you all those effects of watercolour in this single pen. And like I said, Craig, not only can you do like your lovely colouring, and we are going to do that, but we're also going to explain why we've put this little package together for you as well, because I love this stamp. I absolutely adore this stamp. So, and I know you can't see it on there, but it's on my rocker block.
Oh, the one from the set,
right.
perfect.
It's fine, yep, it's absolutely fine. And why, as well, we are bringing in the correct ink pad with the correct pen. Because this is water soluble, you're going to be using your water, you need the right cardstock, and in terms of your cardstock, you've got this lovely textured cardstock that is a very porous, so it soaks up your water and enables you to move around very easily with your aqua markers or anything water-based. So we have a lot of things at Crafters Companion, a lot of things in our Spectrum Noir, and this being one of them. You'll get the premium results on watercolour cardstock, which is why I've popped it into that bundle for you. And of course, with any stamp, when you're using to colour in with your aqua markers, you want the correct ink pad, and this is the waterproof dye ink pad. It is in flagstone, and it is one of the lovely ones. I say that hand on heart, because black can be quite harsh. Flagstone is like a dark grey, so it softens the image. And again, I'm just going to stamp up this, and I'm going to show you again why we have the correct ink pad for the correct medium at Crafters Companion, because our finesse range, they do come in 4 colours. You can get black, you can get your flagstone, obviously you're getting it in this bundle, rustic brown, and also pebble. I was trying to think of it then, and nearly left my mind then what it was, but again, just popping that on. Rocker block technology as well is it's got a curvature to it, so it's like literally, we call it where you rock it from your heel to toe. So from starting this end and rocking it down onto your page. And you've got 2 different sizes in this bundle. I'm just going to move this because I feel like everything's just squashed at the wrong side of that corner. Just, let's take it there. Yeah, heel to toe. I always hold mine either end. I know this is the largest that you're getting. The other one is a slimline version, which is perfect for all your sentiments that you're getting in that stamp set as well. But literally, you take your 2 fingers, you pop that in the middle, grab hold of it, and you start by rocking it simply onto your platform. And it's as easy as that. It literally is. One
so
rock,
straightforward.
And it just instantly on there. And like I've said, the reason we've popped, and again, I'm just going to show you, because why do you use a finesse waterproof ink pad? The reason you use one is because when you do use anything with water, you are going to be guaranteed non-smear whenever you use. So that is now stamped onto there. Very easily, you saw me do that with the rocker block, but nothing is moving. Nothing is smearing. So I know with confidence I'm going to be able to colour with these, and I know for a fact it's not going to interfere with that stamp design. Now, talking of that stamp design, I'm going to move this to one side, just because that was a tad extreme, but I like to show it because there's a reason why we do that and why we have that. Now, the stamped image, again, really lovely to be able to create these things. I've used the die that's in the set. So it's not that I fussy cutted it out. I've actually had the die to be able to cut that out and run that through your machine. Now, we've talked about colours, and you've seen me just go directly onto your cardstock. But the one you'll find most that we do here is we use our glass mats as their little palette to create colour and create a little palette to pick up with your brush. Now I'm going to switch to my little water brush here, and where you can then pick this up and start to colour. And you'll see that you get quite a lot of coverage. And when I say quite a lot, I genuinely mean quite a lot.
It's a good coverage.
Oh, honestly. And of course you can give a little mix, so you can colour up and add some more into there as well. Now it's a really, the reason why we do all these deals and why we put all these fabulous products that work together is so that you get those optimum results every single time you use our fabulous pens. And you've got to have the right tools, haven't you, Craig?
You've got to.
Yeah,
You've got to.
Because otherwise, if I'd have used and I don't know if you caught it, myself and Craig did it a couple of weeks ago. In fact, was it a week ago? We did a Colour Me Happy show. And it was based purely on aquas. So this one is like a mixture of different things that we're going to learn and teach you. But I have a 2-hour show there where I used aqua pens throughout the show and showed you lots of different techniques that you can do with it. So once you've got this bundle, and once you've learned how to do that little bit, and I mean, really, to be fair, Craig, I'm not doing much. It's
just
the pen,
it's
the inks, it's the aqua pens that are doing all the hard work for me. I'm just picking up, literally. And again, as long as you remember not to take your brush directly into there, that's wet now, so I don't want to put that in there. I want to continue to use this, but because I added water into there, again, I'm not taking that into that place of ink, because that's when you can get a little bit of interference with your brush, and we don't want that. No. That's a beautiful nib there. But again, you can start to see how you can really start to build up some colour and create some really nice little things. And again, I'm going to just bring in another bit. Let's bring in a couple of those greens, like so. Hello. Let's go in with that one. And then again, just picking this up. And I'm just going to, because whenever you're using a brush, just give it until it goes clear, and then you're ready to go with the next colour. So you're not interfering with any colour. But you can see just how fabulous and how easy it is. And what may I say, a minuscule amount of ink from your pen to be able to create. You're not taking, I mean, that was a tiny little scribble, but look how much coverage I'm getting with it. It's honestly just absolutely fabulous. And you can continue. And I'll tell you something else, Craig. You can't half colour quick. When you're using these fabulous pens, you are going to get through some really love. And I genuinely mean it. It's a very forgiving medium to use in terms of colouring, because it's water-based, because it's water-soluble and reacts with your water to give you and create these lovely techniques that you can do. And colouring. Absolutely love them.
Colour Me Happy, you were talking about, Debbie, it was just last Friday.
Was it?
Yeah, with myself and you, yeah. Seems
was it a week ago?
Doesn't it? Yeah.
Wow.
And it was
the same trio
in the gallery, yeah.
Really? That is uncanny.
Yeah.
How uncanny is that? But again, you can start to see how, and I've used a little bit of colour onto there to pick up with my paintbrush. And I mean, honestly, Craig, when I say you get a little goes a long way,
you can see how much
a little goes a long, long way. It really, really does. And the speed in which you can do it as well. I think a lot of people, including myself, used to be scared of watercolour because they think, I can't achieve those sorts of looks. I can't do things like that. Oh, yes, you can. Right tools. Right things from watercolour cardstock that works perfectly with the aquas, the right ink pad, the Flagstone waterproof ink pad from our Finesse range is the right one to stamp with when you're using these kind of things. You've got your rocker block to create that stamp. We've even thrown a stamped image in there for you to get yourself started with that you can honestly use to your heart's content, including sentiments. But you can see just how fast I created that. And it, honestly, and I'm not finished yet, Craig, really not finished yet, because I'm going to show you, pop that to one side, what you can do with your spare bits that are still on here. So if I hold that to one side, let me bring in my, I've got a square piece, oh, it's not going to be square in a minute. Again, you can just pop a little bit down if you want, a bit of extra ink, but take your water brush, so this is when you come in with the water, this is when you want a wet water brush, not a dry water brush, although Debbie says that. What have you done with your thin one, Debbie? I know I broke one. I did break it in half this morning, yes, producer Nicola. I broke one of my brushes in the car boot. Don't even ask how. But
do you know what I done yesterday?
What did you do?
No one told you?
No.
No one told you?
No,
so
what did you do?
During my craft along, I was shown a way to, if you need to cut like 3/4 of an inch, George knows where I'm going with this. Instead of cutting just 1/4 of an inch and trying to get it under that finger guard, I was showing them a way how you could make it easier. And what I done very, very quickly, very, very easily, I actually lifted the finger guard up, popped it out, so it made it a little bit easier. And then so many people were like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that we've got, thank you, Brent. I've got a little bit of a runny nose, thank you, Brent. I cannot believe you just lifted that finger guard up. Can you show us? And I was like, yeah, good. You have to be careful, but yeah, I'll show you in case it gets a bit sticky or gunky or something like that. Went to lift it up, snap.
What?
In all the years, Debbie, that I've done
snapped a guillotine?
Yeah. Yeah.
How is that possible?
Well, while we see you just doing that, I'm going to come across behind you. You won't see me, but I'm going to show Debbie the guillotine because you guys at home know what I've done.
Well, I'll just explain what I'm doing then, Craig, because I've just got a little bit of ink onto here. I'm wetting my brush and I'm just tapping over my watercolour cardstock with my pen. Now, again, if you need to add a little bit more, just drop a little bit onto your craft mat, pick it up, bit of water and splash. And you can create some really lovely, oh my God, I've never seen that happen in my lifetime. Wow, Craig, you heavy-handed devil. I know you were going in for SmackDown wrestling, but goodness me, that poor little thing came off worse, didn't it? Mm-hmm. Wow.
I've done that for years, and I've had Tonic Studios guillotines I've done that with. I've had past guillotines with them that I've done that with. Our guillotines never. At one time we're going to do it live on air just to show you. Snap.
Craig, what are you like? Literally. Now, look at that lovely background. Let that dry.
So
We've got
beautiful.
this lovely little splash technique, which is where I'm going to be able to pop on my little image. But I'm just going to bring this in for a second because I was debating with this, Craig, because you can stamp with aqua markers as well, which I did cover a little technique. You're going to take your pen, and I'm just going to show you before I put my card together, just use the side part of it and go over the top. You can, of course, mix your colours onto here as well. But you can absolutely go in and create a nice little bit of a technique in terms of, let's go in with that green. I'll pop the green on. In fact, no, I'll go in with that. No, I'll go in with that green. I'm just going to pop that over the leaves because I realised I put purple over there.
Well, that colouring you just done, you know, Carol Wilson on Facebook saying, I can't believe you did all of those leaves, Debbie, with just that minimal scribble of ink.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's exactly what you can do with these. Now, I've inked up, and I'm just going to bring in that spare piece of cardstock just to show you. It's the colours on the stamp, and we just need to give it a little bit of moisture, so you can either... Oh, God, I've kissed it.
Oh, she kissed it. Oh, inky lips.
More like lippy all over this thing. I went to go like this. I got too close and ended up kissing it on my bottom lip. Just a minute. There we go. We're okay to go. Give it a little huffy, and then a little rock onto there, and you can create, cool. I mean, that's lovely to be able to stamp. And then, of course, you can take your things like your pens. I'm going to use me clear overlay. Oh, no, not that one, you're not, because it's got a different colour on, Debbie. We'll come in with the brush. And you can use it to rag out colour. Did I say rag?
You did.
I meant drag.
You could have got away with that, though.
I know I did. Do you know when you're thinking, what
did
I just say then? I'm pretty sure I just said rag. But yes, you can draw out the colour. So you could colour with these as well. I mean, this makes a really pretty easy, quick colour technique, to be honest, Craig. It really, really does. And again, even though, and I will just show you in a second, you can then choose to do that a few times, take your clear overlay pen and drag out that colour too, so you can come in and give it a little quick move around between.
Look how much colour that's pulling out.
And it really does, but it's still got that lovely image over there as well. So that's another lovely way you can do that. This is one I did last night because I was debating whether to have this as my background piece. But I just wanted to show you, even though I did it last night, you can still come in with your brush, and you can still so even though it's been dried, I did this last night in my craft room, you can still move that around. So not necessarily straight away, you know, you'd have to do that technique straight away, but you can come in and you can still see now, I can still manoeuvre and manipulate that around my background. However, I didn't want to do that. What I wanted to do was bring in now, so I'm just going to move these to one side, because what I'm going to do is, I'm going to bring in the ones that I've done. Make sure you're nice and clean, Debbie. I've got myself a card base. I've cut myself my little matten layer, and I've cut myself, and this was my background splash, dried off. I've just added the With Love, and I've popped these onto some foam pads. However.
Oh, I know where she's going with this one.
Well, yeah, because I was tempted. Do I do it with the... Yes, I'll do it with the rounded one first. Let's come in with the rounded one. I am obsessed, Craig. Can you tell? Can you tell I'm obsessed?
Yeah.
I'm obsessed. I am now obsessed with our corner punches to soften those lovely edges. So now that's giving me that lovely curled feature. Could do it with this one. However, let's have a look. Come on, we're going with this one. You're obsessed, aren't you? Look, Craig's obsessed.
I'm even cutting
coming
the corners,
in and I'm going to now start creating with officially our launch tonight. But I did say they may make a sneaky appearance in here, and I know that I'm not the only one of the craft experts that is become totally obsessed with, because I don't know if you can hear over the other side of the other side of the counter is our Craig. Just take a look at him. Totally obsessed. We are beyond obsessed with these. But I honestly, you're going to do this, you know, your journaling pages, your scrapbook pages, you are going to be using it in absolutely every aspect of your crafting when you've got these fabulous punches. And again, although it's not the official launch, look how I've altered that card. Literally, just by adding these corner pieces on, I'm then going to bring in my little piece that I've just done, and I've got some foam pads onto the back. And then I'm going to come in, Craig, with my lovely inky background, a lovely little piece. And apart from, do you know what? I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it because I think sometimes keeping it back to basics, we can strip them back to basics as well, but you can create so much with that gorgeous set. It's a fabulous set. Look at the price on the screen, especially that platinum price, Craig. It's amazing. Learn about your colouring, learn about your aquas. I've shown you 2 quick, simple techniques there, or actually 3 when I talk about the stamping as well, because you can stamp with that image as well if you wish to do so. They're absolutely fantastic. They're water soluble. You can use all your waste little bits by doing your little splishy splash techniques, and of course those decorative punches. Oh, where have you been all my life? Because I adore them. They are absolutely fabulous. Talk about a game changer. I don't know how I'm going to get him back into the studio because I've got to reset, but I can see someone over there decorating to his heart's content.
I'm going to have the most fanciest info cards ever. But that are really are fun.
Incredibly easy, aren't they?
They really,
fun.
really are. Yeah. You know, and you did show Debbie. What I would say is always go back to Wake Up Call and see what Debbie done earlier on, because you don't necessarily have to use them for the corners. Debbie showed you how you could do punches when it comes to your projects. But what Debbie was predominantly focusing on there was the Learn Colouring with the Aqua markers. That gorgeous, gorgeous card as well when it comes to what, of course, then you can make. If you are just going to do the little splatters, which is one of my favourite techniques, and the one technique I've not done in a long time, and I'm so tempted to do it now, is just colour over the stamp, Debbie, huff, and then transfer that through and pull the
don't
colours.
Kiss it. If you don't want to kiss it or huff it, spritz it. Spritz it with, do you know, with the water spritzer, spritz it, just hold it back a little bit and spritz it so they find, there's still ink on there, so that's exactly what I would do. Yeah. Spritz it and then do exactly the same, and you can still create that. If you don't want to do the huffing, in terms of kissing nearly the stamp, it's just a quick, you just add in a bit of moisture, the moisture from your breath, will go onto there
Yeah.
and literally just activate the water that's sat on the top of that stamp, because it's not drying onto it, it's sat on the top of it, ready for you to do your stamping with. As you saw, a very simple, easy technique to achieve.
Really is. It really, really is. So let's have a little quick look as to what you are going to be getting. Now, you're going to be paying for your Aqua pen. So within these ones here, you are going to be getting your floral and you're getting your 12 pens as well. But they are water-based, as Debbie was saying, so you can start to pull and draw all that colour out, or you can use a sparkle overlay if you so wish. You've got your Flagstone, that one there being your waterproof ink pad. Then what you've also got is that stamp that Debbie was using a moment ago. So you've got your statement floral, and that's where the With Love came from as well. So a beautiful one to stamp in colour and cut. We've then got our white watercolour cardstock. So you've got 15 sheets within this one here. So you've seen the piece that Debbie used a moment ago. So, you know, depending on how much water-based techniques that you are doing, it will last you quite a few goes. And then last but by no means least, you are going to be getting your 2-pack of your Rocker Blocks. That is included as well at £35 or $45. Your platinum price, however, comes down to £28 or $36 for all of that. Your Learn colouring with your Aqua markers, they're all on the website right now for you to get your hands on. We've got loads and loads of you watching this afternoon here in the UK. We've got, Carol is saying, I think I read your, oh no, never. We've got, now forgive me from the Netherlands, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Altage? I'm probably completely wrong on that one, so I do apologise. But saying, hi everyone from Netherlands, Craig, loving your Scottish accent. Oh, thank you. It's like, yeah, it's one of those Scottish accents that I do get complimented on because, as I say, you can understand what I'm saying, unlike some other parts of Scotland. We've then got Charlotte Everett on YouTube saying, me and Grace are going to sit down tonight and fill out our Spectrum Noir colour charts to see which pens we are missing. Got to make the most of the 3 for 2. Absolutely, that's going to be starting tomorrow across on our website. We've then got Janice Sutton on YouTube saying, I absolutely love it when Debbie is on. Tomorrow is Jan, cannot wait. Couldn't ask for 2 better demonstrators to kickstart the weekend. 2 of my favourites. Yes, couldn't agree with you.
Thank you so much. That's lovely to Isn't it lovely to hear stuff like that? It really is.
It really, really is. Zoe Carver is saying, see, you've got a shiny new stamping mat now. Just can't think why they replaced it. Got it. Can't see why I replaced it. I can, because it was Mankit. It was Mankit, it really was. We've got Garth Dobbs is saying on YouTube, oh, the colouring is pretty. Robin on YouTube is saying, I have painted with watercolours for years, but these Aqua pens have taken my watercolouring to the next level. FYI, that was a good final last night, wasn't it? Next Level Chef, Gordon Ramsay, ITV. The right person won. They are absolutely amazing. We've got Laura on Facebook is saying, Debbie, you are making this look so easy. You're inspiring me to give it a try.
Oh, can I tell you, it really is, Craig.
Yeah.
It really, really is. And I know, because I'm speaking from experience. I thought I couldn't do the kind of things that I've been doing, what I've been showing you here and previous times as well. But it's having the right things. For me, it's the right tools, the right items, and honestly, if I can do it, anybody can, and I genuinely mean that, because it's easy to achieve the easier to achieve the techniques when you have those correct products, which those absolutely are, and our Aqua markers are the finest in the business. They really are. They
definitely are. They really, really are. Crafty Angie's saying the flower stamp is from what collection? So the one that is on your screen right now. On the screen right now, that's where the flower stamp has come from. Alison Soberman on Facebook saying, Craig, I am so sorry for asking you to show us how to remove the finger guard, but it was a oh my moment. Yes, it was. I was mortified, absolutely mortified. Any other crafty questions, anything that you want to ask, just get on to social, and we've got Susie. It'll be popping up soon for the remainder of the day, but at the moment we do still have Rachel, so ask away. Now we're going to have a look at something that we did feature earlier on within Wake Up Call, and this one here is our Learn Flower Forming with Flower Forming foam, stamens and more, £35 or $45. You're going to then be a platinum price of £28 or $36, where you're going to get all of these. Now, you are going to get a rose die from Say It With Flowers. We don't have the right one here, Debbie does, so I know we'll see it just shortly. So you are going to get the rose die, plus you are going to be getting your foliage die as well. Perfect for the flower form and foam. However, you can be using your cardstock if you so wish. That's included. You've then got 400 stamens, which more than likely you'll be folding in half, so therefore you don't actually need as much. For instance, if you think you need 8, then technically you only need 4 because you're going to fold them in half. What we've also then got is our Say It With Flower, flower form and foam. 12 sheets here. You've got the peach, you've got the green, you've got the red, you've got the pink as well. Pert pink as well. All of those 9 by 12 are included. Same as your delightful daisies. You've got your 12 sheets of 9 by 12 flower form and foam. You've got white, you've got green, and you've got baby grey as well. And then last but by no means least, you've also got your foliage flower form and foam. So you've got your 2 greens in here. So you've got your 2 greens that you can cut your flower dies into, or freehand cut if you want. Everything there, including the rose die stamp set as well, you're going to be getting for £35 or $45. If you are platinum, however, it's going to come down to £28 or $36. It's all on .co.uk.com or .eu. So head across there, make sure you check out your baskets so you know that they're going to be winging their way to you very, very soon. Rightio, Debbie, what are we having a look at next?
We are going to go back to basics when it comes to, sorry, I didn't know we're on then. I thought you were still on there.
Nope.
Back to basics when it comes to our flower foaming foam and how to put them together as well, because it is a lot easier than it looks. And as if you didn't catch us this morning on Wake Up Call, I will just tell you, we all do things differently here. We're all different, demonstrators, we're all different experts that bring something different and do different things and different techniques. This is my way of doing it, but I've got a ton of tutorials from Craig, from Jan, from Michelle, from Debbie, from Corinne, from Sarah, from Lily, from Leanne. Have I missed anybody? I'm just now thinking in my head, have I missed anybody? Honestly, a ton of inspiration, but I'm going to show you how to put one together because we have got a fabulous bundle here, an amazing price for all of those gorgeous colours when it comes to our proprietary foam that we've developed here. I say we, the royal we, Leanne and the team, have developed the best foam there is out there that when activated with EAT just makes this technique so easy to do. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to use. Now I've got the Say It With Flowers flower, which is the delightful rose. Okay. I've taken one of the Say It With Flowers 9 by 12 foam, and I'm just folding it in, I must say half. I've actually done it half and half again. Okay. And we're going to put these on and run these through our die cutting machine. Now you can put these through your smaller machines, your larger machines, but for the purpose of this, I'm just going to use my Gemini Junior plates and run that through. Now, we're going to place that on top. You can hold it down with some tape if you want to, if you don't want it to move. I think what I'm going to do is, let me tilt that. I should be okay, Craig. I think I'll be fine. It looks as though it is, isn't it? You what, love?
It looks as though it's all okay.
Yeah, it looks okay. It's just, you know what the Gemini's like, and it can move. In fact, you know what I'll do? I'm going to use my positioning, and I say my positioning shim, the shim that holds the dies into place, the magnet. So let's pop that on and then run that through the die cutting machine. And that will now cut through those 4 levels of foam using that die. Let's just push that through. There we go. And then we'll put it together. So honestly, a lot easier. You're going to need an iron. So any iron. We have one in the studio that we've kind of deducted that it is, well, we think it's Adam's, don't we?
We do.
When Adam... We think it's Adam's.
It's definitely Adam's.
Nicholas saying it's not. It's got an A on it. Did you hear Nicola throwing some sass out there at poor Adam? I hope he's not tuning in. She said that man never had an iron. He never ironed. No, well, not many men do they, Craig? Oops. I just saw the look he gave me then.
Excuse me.
Oops.
I do iron.
Do you iron?
I do iron. Yes, I do.
I don't.
I bought a new iron of a QVC, thank you very much.
Did you really?
Yes.
Well, Shall I tell you something?
Yes.
I don't. I have done years of ironing, Craig, being a slave to that ironing board, that I now buy
She's a
material.
slave.
I buy materials now that need zero ironing. I've got better things to do than my time than iron things. So all my dresses are ones that you can wash and then dry and no iron. Yeah, the best way, the best way. Too many years, Craig. I've got a fair more few years on my back than you have. You'll understand when I say 4 kids, 3 my own, 1 me adopted, 4 kids, a lot of ironing over the years. Now, I've popped all my flowers out there in this kit. Correct me if I'm wrong, Craig, but you are getting ball tools.
You are indeed.
Your sponge.
You are indeed.
You are getting your stamens, and I've got those to one side as well, but I'm going to show you how to do this. Now, I really do need this to be the front of the camera. If I may, please, Mr. Vision Mixer Extraordinaire. I am going to... Actually...
Hello.
Debbie.
Yeah, don't do that.
You haven't plugged it in. I mean... Oh, dear Lord.
Corin will have your guts for garters. She hates me sticking my hand under the heat tool. Never mind stick... It's not even plugged in.
Do you know, I have said this often before. I do worry about myself sometimes, Craig. What have I plugged in?
What have you plugged in?
I've no idea.
Hot glue gun, maybe. Maybe.
Glue gun, yeah. I put that on. I remember.
There you go.
I know. Yes, glue gun. We need some more sticks. That's what I'm just going to see if Jake or John are listening. More glue sticks, please.
Us guys don't listen, apparently, so no.
I'm just going to leave this for a second to warm up. You can use any iron, so you can use craft irons, little miniature travel irons. I get often asked what we do. My personal one is my, now I know what I plugged in.
The little iron.
I plugged my little one in that I've now unplugged. This is my little one that I got from Sticks 2 many moons ago. And I know you've got one as well, Craig, haven't you? However, in terms of getting good results, you want a hot setting. You want a non-steam iron, so it needs to be just a regular iron or off the steam setting. I dread to think what Fancy Pants Craig's is like if he's got it from QVC, because I bet it said all singing, all dancing.
Yeah, it is
I knew it would be.
Yeah. It's only because when me and Debbie Fisher used to go to QVC, we used to have to iron all the tablecloths, and they had this really fancy one. And I was like, oh, I really like that, Debbie.
Thank you.
So I did. I bought one a while back.
Did you see our lovely Jake then?
He did.
We're on his hand.
He's in blue like me today.
I know he is, yeah. He's brought me some more glue sticks. Thank you very much. Right, are you ready? So I have turned my iron to the side. It is now, because this is the beauty of having a proper iron, it doesn't take long to warm up. I'm going to take one of your bowl tools, because what I want you to remember, bowl tools, not bowl tools, Debbie, bowl tools. What I want you to remember is this is a hot surface. So you just give it a little knock and look straight away, it's rolled up into that little ball. So again, I'll do a couple. I think what I'll do is this time, Craig, I'll save a couple of those small ones. Okay. I'm not going to go as a bigger flower as I did this morning. And look at that straight away. How they just form is unreal. Absolutely unreal. You're simply popping that on, but as we always said, just take caution when you're using anything with any heat, mindful of not popping your fingers on that plate. It is a very warm plate. You only need to let them touch onto there for a couple of minutes and create that lovely bubble technique, we're going to call it, a bubble technique. So I'll do a couple of that size. I'm going to come in with this size now. There we go. And then pop in that one on. You can see how it does it straight away. It's like magic. Watching it absolutely transform before your very eyes, for me, is just fascinating. So I'm going to pop that on and that one on. You can actually do a couple at a time if you want, but I'm just showing you. Just literally a couple of seconds onto that surface. Use your ball tool just to get that off, or a pokey tool, and it's just a simple case of letting the heat activate. I'm going to stop there because I've got enough, so I'm just going to pop that down there. Although, if you don't mind, Craig, I'm just going to unplug myself just for a couple of seconds, because I am extremely clumsy when it comes to irons. It is warm in here, Craig. Honestly, I feel like 100,000 degrees has just hit this room, and it's a big surface this area.
If you don't mind, guys, if we can open the doors, that would be great.
It feels like a little bit of a hot summer's day, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Now,
thank you,
yeah, but you're not taking it off me, Nicola. I've got it over there. She says, is there a fan in there? Like, you're not taking that thing off me.
No, Debbie can have the fan. If we can have these doors
Bless
open,
you.
we'll be absolutely perfect.
Just to cool the room down, because it does get quite warm in here. Right, so now that they have been activated with heat, they are now at a stage where you can distress, where you can add your anything that you want to add to it, basically. But I'm going to mould them and shape them. So you've got 6 different size ball tools to work with.
Okay.
You've got your lovely, and the reason we've done it nice and thick as well is in terms of when you are using these. I'm going to just come in just for a second. I don't really have to do much with this one, to be fair, Craig, but just give it a little shape and a little push down. You've got a nice big thick sponge to work with, and you're just going to give that a little bit of a shape so that you can start to mould into the shape that you want. I think I'm just going to keep that one there as well, because I quite like them nice closed up. So pop them to one side.
It's just kind of enhancing some of them, isn't it? Because they already kind of automatically form into shape.
Yeah, there are. I mean, like I said, this is the cupped version. If you want to turn it over, you absolutely can, and you can come in and you can start to use your ball tools to create different styles, you know, with your, you know, and also because we're moulding it, it gives this lovely shape when you use your ball tool. So instead of now it being a cup, I've now kind of given it this little flattened edge, but it's got like some areas, what, as I call it, look like a bit like a rose. Do you know where you've got the crinkling?
It does.
Yeah, so you can. So there's a couple of ways that you can do or shape these. I'm going to turn it over. I quite like that one. I think I'm going to. Oh yeah, I'm going to change it up a little bit. Let's change it up a little bit, Craig, because we can. That's the thing. It's about practice. It's about having that little bit of a play. And you can see now I've got a couple of, different sizes on here. And we're going to come in and, I'm going to do it again.
It's lovely. This is where it's just so satisfying, isn't it? Just
do you find it quite therapeutic as well?
Gosh, yeah.
Yeah, because I've heard a lot of people say this, that they find this stage really quite therapeutic in terms of shaping and moulding. And you can do that on both sides, so you get some really lovely effects.
You can.
We do have another tool that's on the website, which is all about I call it the crinkle edge.
The crinkle edge,
It's the little toboggan shoe. Change your ball tools up as well. So if you change your ball tools up, you'll get different effects. I think let me go into that one. Let's go in.
Ellen is asking Debbie, saying, "Hi, Craig and Debbie, can you use a heat gun?"
So, right, so I've had to do a heat gun before in the past, Craig, because I thought to take my iron with me, and this is a classic example. So the heat gun is slightly different in terms of a heat from an iron, which I know sounds bizarre, but it is.
Yeah.
And it tends to shrivel it a little bit more. You can do that if you haven't got one, but you're not going to get the premium results or the optimum results, because it tends to, you're applying heat directly into the area and it kind of shrivels it up.
It does.
It doesn't give you the same effect as an iron does, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Have you tried that?
Yeah, so I find with an iron, what it does is when it automatically starts to shape itself with an iron, okay, it can be quick, but what it does, it kind of encapsulates itself, whereas a heat tool, as Debbie just says, it's like it crinkles up. And do you know what? You can still use it, of course you can. But I would highly recommend, that perfect result, the perfect way to use it is a heat iron. But as Debbie was saying, it doesn't have to be an expensive craft iron. It could be a travel iron. It could be a home iron. It doesn't need to be an expensive QVC or HSN iron or anything like that. You know, joking aside, it can literally be a bog standard, inexpensive iron for you to do it on. So yes, you can do a heat gun, but if you're wanting the results that you're going, I'm going to say it this way: you're not going to get the same results that Debbie's getting right now if you use a heat gun. No. You're going to get different results. So if you like what Debbie does, I would certainly recommend an iron of some sort. Yeah, absolutely. And again, you can start to see I've created these different style of petals just by turning it over and shaping, and that's exactly what you're going to be able to do. So use that sponge, use your ball tools, and really, it's like kneading. Kneading, is that the right word? Yes, you're right, yeah. But you're changing. So I've gone from this flat to this like cupped version to this stuff. This is the thing with this. This is the beauty of having the right tools again to create those different techniques and different styles of
flowers. And even though it's a rose petal, you will create some, I promise you will create some lovely, stunning flowers with these. Now, you will get a little bit of static. I've got a bit of heat. It's very warm in here. We've just perfectly described. It's very warm in here. So I've got a little bit of static coming off there, which is making it stick to my finger just slightly. It's not the end of the world. It's not altering anything. But now you can see I've got all my petals ready, Craig. So I'm just going to move those now. Pop that onto there. It's held that shape. Actually, I'm going to bring that back in because I'm going to use my... There you are.
We might have got to the bottom of the iron as to whose it is. If you've seen Wake Up Call, it's got an A on it. Now remember that Lillian, she's actually made a good guess, right enough. It could be Adam Brooks because he covered for Becky a while back.
Ah.
Okay, oh no, oh, so, okay, sorry, no, I've been told. No, that iron's been here a lot longer. Okay, I'll take it back.
Never thought of that. Never thought of that. So producer Nicholas said it could be A for Acliff when the store was here, so they could have had it in store. Could have been. We've inherited it anyway. We have inherited it. Now, I've popped me two little cupped ones up there, so it's like a closed bud in the centre. But then we're going to work with the rest of these flowers. Now, I'm going to move the ones that I haven't activated, and I'm going to work in size order. So I'm going to come in now, and I'm just going to literally stab and bring those up in themselves. So now you can start to see, just by turning it around, and this will be a completely different one to that I did this morning, but you can start to see how you can start making your flowers and your florals up.
Yeah.
You're going to stab it in the centre. This is the stage when you might see Corinne or Debbie do it slightly different to what I'm doing because they've gone and used glue in between these stages. But I'm happy to just carry on using this because I'm going to do a stamen in the centre as well.
I do it your way as well, Debbie.
Do you do it my way as well? Yeah. But can you start to see now that forming? And then literally just stabbing that in. I'm going to bring it down again on itself because I'm going to alternate those petals. So I'm just going to make where there's space in between. So I've got a really full flower starting to form. And that's the beauty of these. I honestly can't tell you how much I adore making flowers. And different styles as well, because this is a different one to what I made this morning. Don't know if you've noticed. Just by shaping it and moulding it differently, it's completely different to the one we did earlier. But this is your... And again, you could use all the small petals together to create a small flower. You can use the medium-sized ones. You've got 4 different ones on there, but already you can start to see how that is starting to form. And I'm just going to continue adding those elements.
That flower you're creating right now, Debbie, now even say a flower just like that, minus say 2 or 3 of those petals that you're doing.
Yeah.
Gorgeous little flower like that. Now, how much would you pay for a pack of 10 of them already made in the stores? Do you know what I mean? Whereas with the foam that you're getting, what you're doing, Debbie, as well now, you can make so many compared to the price of 10 that you would get in a pack in here in the UK, Dunelm, Milne, The Range, bargains, that sort of stuff. And
I'm being slightly extreme here, Craig, because as always, the bigger the better for me. You know what I'm like. I like bigger things, bigger projects, bigger flowers. It's just the way I am. But there's nothing to stop you from doing small ones. But can you see how that's starting to work together? And you can still mould, you can still shape, and how you're creating really full... Shall I add what? I'll add the other two. I might as well.
Do it.
I might as well.
Do it. Let's carry on our chant from yesterday. Do it, do it, do it.
But you absolutely can do that. And that's the thing with this. You can make them as big and as bold as you want. I mean, if I just hold that up, can you see that beautiful flower?
Wow.
And honestly, it's I adore making them. I know Corinne does, I know Debbie does, I know Michelle, we all do. But you can see now how that works so beautifully together. In terms of your stamens, I will just repeat what I did this morning as well. You've got the stamens, so I might as well show you how I do mine. 3 or 4, it's entirely up to you, because I'm going to double those up. So it's going to, in fact, I'll tell you what, I'll go in with the 4. So we've got 8 in there, so we've got a nice big one. Because I've got a biggish one. So I'm going to lay them just on there for a second. I've got some little trimmet wire. This is it's a beading wire, and I'm just going to snip myself a little piece off there. You'll find this ready available on your jewellery sites and on your your flower sites. It's just the one that I tend to use and one that our lovely Julia here recommended to me, when I was looking for
It
one.
was actually, I never got to it earlier on Wake Up Call. It was actually a question, and I'm going to start off by saying it's always a hard one to describe because the question is, what was the thickness of the wire that you use? I always say it's one that you can snip with normal scissors.
Yep.
Because some have thicknesses, detail
They
on
do.
them, some don't.
This one is a beading wire that's a 28 gauge or gauge, I always
perfect.
say it, 22 metres on it. So it's a 28 in terms of the size. So that's that's how thin that one is. So it's a nice one for your stamens, and it's a nice one, especially when you twist. And I'm just twisting that around, excuse me, while I just pop that there, to be able to keep the stamens in place. It just gives me a little bit of an anchor to where I'm going to pop my stamens through once I've pulled that wire through. Pocket tool through. Pocket tool, thank you, Craig. And again, I'm just snipping that off. And it does mean that you can use scissors and it won't damage your scissors. So I've got my flower already. I've got my glue gun. I'm just going to push that now. So I'm just going to open it up just for a second because what I want to do is push it all the way through to create a nice big hole. Of course, I am going to the extreme yet again with a big size flower. But when you've opened that up, you'll see your hole. And if I can just push that through, to be able to bring that wire through and the stamens into the centre. I've still got area and time to be able to pop that right in, and you can, like I said, if you're using it as a rose, not necessarily put your stamens in if you don't want. That's when your glue would come into its own. But now you can start to see that flower, and all I'm going to do is turn it on its side. This is what I'm going to bring in my hot glue.
Okay.
Now with my gorgeous glue sticks.
Just say goodbye for the rest of the day to Rachel. That's Rachel off now for the rest of the day. We've now got Susie T's tagging in for the rest of the day. It's Friday, so we can annoy Susie T till her heart's content. So, hi, Susie. There is some questions coming through, so we'll answer. Or we'll,
Yes, you
fire
do
them
that.
across.
I was just pushing my new glue stick
yeah,
into
no
there,
problem.
Craig. Sorry, it's because
No.
I'm having a bit of trouble getting that out. So I just want to make sure I've got the connection right between the new glue stick to the whole
No
glue
problem
stick.
at all.
But I'm just going to push a little bit out onto there. There we go. That's better. It's because I'm trying to do it with one hand, and obviously my flower is reacting to the heat. From the glue. However, I'll just spread that out. I would then leave that to dry. And what it don't, to be fair, it don't take that long.
It doesn't, does it? No.
So I would leave that to dry, because then what will happen is after I've let that dry, and you do need to let it dry before you snip that off.
Can I preempt a question that might come through?
Of course you can. But look at that gorgeous flower.
Isn't that gorgeous?
And from this morning, if I just show you the one that I made this morning, I did it on the inside where the flowers came in upwards. But the two differences there is I spent a little bit more time shaping my petals. Because that's the thing, it's all about, how much time you're going to spend on it. It's more of a quite closed up rose as well, but there's nothing to stop you from going in and splaying that out a little bit. But you can see there's a difference there between, obviously, colour being the two. But what was the question, Craig?
So you're using hot glue?
Yes.
Now, I'm just preempting this may be a question, because sometimes I know it pops through. Could I use my glue gel?
Yes. Yes, you can. Yeah, you just need to let that dry.
Got
It'll take a little bit longer. With a wet, hot glue, it dries very quickly. And in terms of probably 10 minutes tops, then you're ready to go. Maybe less, to be honest. Probably less.
Probably.
So yes, you can use your 3D Kalal glue. And again, this is all about, learning different things. You might want to glue the stages, rather than doing what I've just done with the poker tool. Our Debbie and Corinne, we know, stick each stage down, each petal down, and then put the stamens in, and then thread things through once they've got to that stage. But I did it. I'll share my love of my flower making, because I do love making various different flowers. As you can see in my box, I've got colours, I've got different shapes, I've got distressed ones with distressed petals in there. I've got where I alternate between a cup and a bauble. Do you know, I said bauble. Some going up, some going down. I just alternate and I experiment. So I experiment with my different flowers. I experiment with my different colours. I experiment with the shapes and adding ink. That's got ink onto that. So that's that white foam, but that's ink that's been added onto the end to create a different look altogether. And I do love making florals. That one I used one of our alcohol pens.
Oh, in the middle.
Sorry, I had a bit of a brain fog there in terms of what it was, but yes. So absolutely, have a little play. I've got 2 more to add into my box, but of course you could be then adding this into your projects. I mean, it really is a beautiful, beautiful floral. Very easy to achieve these looks because yet again, we've got the right products, we've got the right foam, the best foam, we've got the dyes in there. I've not even started on the foliage part because you've got the foliage there as well to be able to create in terms of card making, and I did get the samples out because I forgot this morning, apologies, but this is the kind of thing that you can be creating with your flower foaming foam flowers. Beautiful florals, adding them to your projects. That's 2 lovely gorgeous roses there. Using the foliage with the lovely colours there in the centre. You've got all of those to be able to create all your fabulousness. And it really is. That's just the foliage part. How gorgeous is that? Using that beautiful wreath. Tons and tons of ways you can use them. Of course, if you was watching the wake up call this morning, you'll know what I've got planned with mine. Because I'm thinking of doing a home decor piece.
You are indeed.
A big floral piece for my house is what I'm planning, which is why I've got 4 boxes at home full of flowers. And every time I make one, I just pop that in there for the next, you know, the next flower to add on there.
Yeah.
But be warned, it becomes addictive.
Be
warned, it's addictive. But be warned, it's the best. You ask anybody who uses our foam, you will understand why. Holds its shape.
It does.
It does not go back to that flat stage.
Nope.
And I love them, Craig. Adore them.
Absolutely. Corn will tell you yourself, you know, in past Crafty Life, that was something Corn done a lot, was when it come to making flowers, when it comes to other materials such as, you know, along the lines of ours. And she said herself, out of all the different materials she's used when it comes to making flowers that's heat activated, she'll say there that ours is absolutely the best out there. And that's why it enables her to make the most incredible cards and projects and home decor that she does. I cannot reiterate enough, like what Debbie did say about Corn. All of us on the team love using them and create gorgeous things, but what Corn can create and make when it comes to the flowers is just absolutely exceptional. Really, really is. Now, when it comes to the learn the flower forming with the flower forming foam, stamens, and so much more. Now, you're going to get that rose dye that Debbie was showing you, which is from the Say It With Flowers. So you are going to get that. I don't have that finished sample here. I actually had a different one. So you do get that one. Plus you're going to get the foliage dyes here that you can see. So this is what was used that Debbie was showing you in the finished samples. You've got your 400 stamens. Now remember, predominantly what you're going to be doing is taking a select few, folding them in half. So in actual fact, say you're wanting 10 stamens, then really you're only going to need 5 because you're going to fold them in half. So they will last you quite a while. You've then got your flower forming foam. So you've got your 12 sheets, 9 by 12 from the Say It With Flowers. You've then also got your 12 sheets of your flower forming foam, 9 by 12. You could tell it's
She's a little
Friday.
devil.
The guys in the gallery are taking the mick out of me how quick I am saying flower forming foam 9 by 12, 12 sheets. Yeah, they're here all weekend. At least I get a reprieve tomorrow. Yeah, I could get ready for Sunday. You are also going to be getting your 7 sheets of your flower forming foam 9 by 12. You lot are a bunch of monkeys, so you are. And then what you're also going to be getting, and this is included, and this is enabling you to use it on your flower forming foam, that's 9 by 12. This one you're going to be getting included. Just to say as well, YOU Expressions by Candy Westpal on YouTube is saying, can a person just buy the tools? Of course you can, if you want. Have a look across on the website, but the bundles that have been put together are exceptional. I said earlier on, that bundle, including the rose dye that Debbie was showing you, is exceptional value at that price, £35 or $45. However, you are going to be getting the ball tools as well. You're getting the 3 of them with your 6 ball tools. Just to say as well, just until recently, that largest one there, that was one of the biggest balls that you'll have found when it comes to ball tools in the craft industry. So just to keep that one in mind, so you can really go and make your big open petals, plus you have got that foam there as well. Let's not forget, you do have the stamens too. All of that learn flower forming with flower forming. Who wrote that? Who wrote that?
The learn flower forming form with flower forming form stamens.
Thank you.
Who wrote that?
Who wrote that?
That's all the F's.
I know.
Learn flower forming form, learn flower forming with flower forming form, stamens, and much more.
There you go. Me and Debbie will always say we're not always the best with our words, so you're going to do that to us on a Friday. Thank you. Getting it off now. Was that you, Jamie, that done it? There you go then. Get out the way. Right, Theo, talking about punching out the way, 50% of our Showstopper paper corner punches have gone. We've only looked at these I would say the equivalent of maybe an hour and 10 minutes throughout Wake Up Call. That's all we've seen. Debbie touched upon them earlier on like we did at the start, and that is it. We've got the 2-hour launch coming up tonight here in the UK, 6 p.m. It's 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Time. Not even into that launch, not even 2 hours worth that we've shown you earlier on in Wake Up Call. 50% has gone of that Showstopper collection. So please head across to the website, go back in between watching what Debbie's doing now. If you're watching on YouTube on the TV, bring up Wake Up Call so you can go back and see what Debbie was doing with the punches, so you can get them into your basket, get them checked out. They know that you're coming your way. I'm meant to have them on Second Chance Sunday, this Sunday coming. Don't know if I'm going to have them or not. They are there on the website. We're going to give you the opportunity to check out your baskets. If you need to know more about Club Inspire, well, here's her. She's about the building somewhere, but here she is here to tell you all about Club Inspire.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Well, that was really funny, Ben. You did.
It was better than your I'm a gnome and I live in a caravan.
I am a gnome and I live in a caravan. Can we clip that?
We'll do it. Everybody's gone surfing, surfing USA.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
If you love Crafters TV, we've made it easy for you to watch us wherever you are. Whether you catch us on your tablets or take us with you on your mobile phone, it's easy to watch us anywhere. From here to here. Maybe don't watch us here. It would be easy to watch us here. Probably the easiest place to watch us is here. Crafters TV, with you wherever you are. Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get your hands on the latest crafty must-haves. Leave the hard work to us while you shop from the comfort of your own living room. Head to the Crafters Companion website to see our full crafty range, or hit the Shop the Day button to see all the new and exciting products featuring on Crafters TV. Once you've filled your cart, leave it to us to get your crafty goodies to you in super quick time, so you can get on with being creative. Crafters Companion, making crafty shopping a breeze.
Yeah, just talking about maybe a little fresh beverage that we might have there. If you maybe just got my microphone live there. Lots of lovely comments coming through. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. We're just talking about being Friday and what we might do once we get home later on tonight, of course, just to chill and relax, you know. Some like a gin and a lemonade, some like a gin and tonic, like Leanne. Death stares at me when I say lemonade when it comes to my gin.
I'm glad I can say it with you. Lemonade, it's got to be flavoured. Don't say that in front of her either, because it's like, no. You do get the death stare.
Oh, you do get the death stare, yeah.
Only tonic is allowed in gin.
And it has to be Schweppes.
Yeah. What?
Schweppes tonic.
Schweppes.
Yeah.
Schweppes.
Yeah, Schweppes. For me, it has to be Schweppes lemonade.
Yeah, mine's Schweppes lemonade as well.
Schweppes as well, yeah. Yeah, not your Tesco 2 Stripes or anything like that. So yeah, maybe having a beer, maybe a wine, maybe a rosé, maybe it's just going to be an non-alcoholic drink, coffee, cup of hot chocolate, who knows? But yeah, that's going to be some of our plans for this evening. Thank you for all your lovely comments coming through. Well, just a couple of questions there. Expressions by Candy on YouTube is saying, I have a ton of craft foam I'd like to use with these, and I really wonder if it would work with that foam as well. I'm going to
craft foam.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, craft foam.
No, craft foam is it's a bit like funky foam, isn't it? Craft foam, yeah. So you'll be able to get some. You'll be able to cut your flowers out definitely, but you won't be able to activate it with the heat. This is a proprietary, and I say that word because I learnt it from Leanne. But it's a proprietary foam to the company that Leanne extensively researched. And I mean, she's a stickler for detail, and it had to be the right foam that, once activated with the heat, holds its shape, moulds very easily as well, in terms of being able to do all those different styles of petals with the different styles of flowers. Craft foam, you'll be able to cut your flowers out with, but you probably won't get the same results. That's just a personal opinion, unless, of course, it's a craft foam that you know has got some kind of heat activation with it. But you'll find craft foam, the ones that I know of, are craft foam for a reason. It's just a steady foam that you can die cut into, or use for your kids and things like that, but it won't do the same job as our flower forming foam.
Definitely. And then what I would say is, well, with the flower forming foam, please, check out our YouTube and type it in. For instance, Crafty Angie as well is just saying, and I don't want to speak for Debbie, so I will throw it to Debbie. It's just saying, and the reason I'm saying what I'm saying is you can go back and watch ideas, and that is, Debbie, can you show us what you would use the grey foam for? And what I was meaning by that is, obviously, that's from the Delightful Daisies, so if you go back on YouTube, but I suppose you can just use it in a maybe instead of a green leaf or something, you can use it as the foliage or something with the greys.
Yeah, or you can create there's lots of different flowers and lots of different colours out there. Maybe add a bit of ink around it as well. Yeah. Just pop a little bit of your ink, one of your chosen inks that you could add around there as well, just to lift it. But I personally still use the grey.
So do I.
Yeah, I like the grey.
I like it.
I actually, to be fair, I nearly pulled, in fact, I did pull the grey foam out. I was going to do it, but then I thought, camera-wise, I wanted a more striking colour to pop, especially when I was coming to mould the petals and form that flower. So that's why I just switched it out. Yeah. But at home, I do use the grey.
Snap.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Snap. There's just one more come through there, and I will ask this one because I think it's good with what you're just saying there. Rosalind Russell on Facebook saying, Debbie, I have some large flower dies. Does it matter what size to use with the foam?
No, you can use any. All I would say is look at the centre of your die.
Yeah.
If you've got a nice area for your stamens, if you're going to put your stamens through, if you're gluing it, it doesn't matter, because if you're just gluing it into place and then adding your stamens on the end, that's fine. But if you are wanting to add stamens on wire and push that through, take a look at that centre petal of your flower and make sure it's big enough, once activated with heat, to enable you to get your poker tool there without the petals dropping off.
Therefore.
And that's a really good question, actually, because I've had flowers in the past and I thought, oh no, why hasn't it worked? And it's just because of that centre part that hasn't been right. Use the glue, you'll be fine. Yeah.
Definitely. Thank you for that one, Debbie. Right, let's have a look now. This is our Learn Edgeables with ink pads, 10 dies, and much more. £35 or $45. God, they put a lot of thought into these titles today, didn't they? Platinum price, £28 or $36 for you guys having one of these moods. I know who it is that's done it. That's why I'm just like kind of like egging it in there. There we go. Oh, it's not. Oh, right. Is it okay? Oh, it's a little Jamie. It's a little Jamie. £35 or $45. This is a platinum price, £28 or $36 here. Now, we touched upon this within Wake Up Call. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to spend too long here so we can go straight across to Debbie. But what we've got here, this one, is a proud peacock. And even up until recently, Debbie, I can't even say I forgot about it. I hadn't seen it before. I hadn't seen this one before, no.
I think it was something with a magazine, I believe, if I remember rightly.
That may be why then, yeah.
A commissioned one anyway, but it's beautiful.
It's
beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous, perfect for paper piecing, and looks striking down that edge.
Yeah, really, really is. You've got that proud peacock. You've got the delicate hearts here. Now, Debbie showed you a few different ways in which you could use these within Wake Up Call as well, because you've got that edge cut die as well as the decorative die as well. So it could cut in or it could cut out. Absolute gorgeous, that one there. Then what you've got is you've got your large happy birthday to you. Now that is a huge edgeable die. What you've got within this one there is the happy birthday to you also cuts out. So you can either use those individually, you've got the Xyron, we still have the small Xyron available on our website, or paper piece if you want to. Lovely, lovely one when it comes to that size. What we've also got is a full pack, 15 sheets of your watercolour cardstock. The reason we've put that one in is because we've also put our crushed velvet, crushed velvet water reactive ink, and also our baby blue. So you've got your baby blue water reactive, and then what we've also done is we've also put in a rectangle blending tool with the foam as well. That's included. And then last but by no means least, because we're not finished yet, a full pack Centura Pearl mint green 310 GSM. This is one that I've been using a lot lately. I've been using this. That one with the dark chocolate as well, I've been using quite a lot. So that is yours. I can't keep going. They're all singing Whitney Houston in my ear. You're getting all of that for £35 or $45. If you are platinum, that's going to come down to £28 or $36. This is another one all across on the website, of course, .co.uk.com or .eu. This is now, Debbie, the Learn Edgeables with all of what I've showed you there. What can we do with these ones?
Well, there's so much you can do, and I touched on it this morning, and I'll show you those little ones that I did this morning. They weren't finished demos. I'm going to do a finished demo, but I am going to use this. I was tempted with the very large one because I love that die. But I've changed my mind because I don't get to work with this one often, so I thought I'm going to do this.
Go for it.
So I am going to use the delicate hearts. Now I'm just going to quickly explain that particular die set that you are getting in that bundle. You've got those gorgeous, I call it the wibbly wobbly curves. You've got that gorgeous like half moon one, and then the straight edge ones. These two dies, I've got the outer die that cuts into it as well. This is like a panel one, but in conjunction with this one means you've got that edgeable factor, but that lovely border. So it's a border and an edgeable brought in together that really creates some really stunning pieces. And I'll show you some finished samples. I believe I've got some in a second. Right, but I am going to use a piece of multi-purpose cardstock. So I've taken, and I used my A3 one with this. I've gone to, and if I remember rightly, I think it's 6 by 6. So I've taken 6 by 6, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create I'm going to go with that half moon one. So I'm going to come in with these two dies. I'm only going to use the two. This one I'm going to use for underneath. So I am going to place it. Now this edgeable part means that the love hearts, it's got from this end all the way on the top part of that die to the end. That's the bit that cuts out. So when you're using it as an edgeable, bear that in mind because I want to cut away from that card. And then the panel itself means that you can add that together to create a really lovely feature. Again, it just looks absolutely exquisite. You need some tape to hold it down, so I'll pop a little bit of low tack tape just onto there. The reason I've gone with 6x6 is so that that panel fits in really nicely as well. So these are beautiful dies. Now, while I'm there, you can actually come in and pop down on the inside panel the other die, and I'm gonna risk it for. Oh, actually. No, you can't, Debbie, because I was going to do a risk it for a biscuit. Then I've realised it's on the bottom part. We'll talk about that in a second. Forget, scrap, go back to what we were doing. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to pop that. And I do love these because they create so many multiple borders. And this is just in that one die set alone. You have got all those other options with that fabulous peacock, with that fabulous, really large edible, all that cardstock and ink. I mean, look at the price.
Exactly, I know.
£28 is the lowest you're going to pay for 3 sets of dies. And I say 3 dies, 2 sets, and then this one that's got 8 dies in to create multiple different ways in terms of your edibles. And then the cardstock, and then the 2 ink pads. The 2 ink pads alone, £5.99 each.
Exactly, yeah.
That's £12 all but a couple of penny. What does that mean? £14? £16? For the rest?
You can count, I can't.
I'm trying. I kind of came a little bit unstuck then. But yeah, when you look at it that way, and then look at this, you've got your little heart confetti.
Oh, the little heart.
Yeah, just save that as well, honestly. You're going to absolutely love these. And then the edgeable part of it means, in terms of how you can create your edge, are so many different ways. And it's a dream. They're an absolute dream, these. Beautiful to work with, cuts into multiple cardstocks. I even dare say you could probably cut through 2 pieces of that as well, with it being, you know, Gemini. You could get you through two pieces through. That's the word I was looking for. And then you've got the outside cutting edge, which means I can now create a beautiful inside border as well. So you can see now the ability that you've got with these dies gives you so much creativity, so much. And I will just show you, because I'm just going to bring that in so you can see that beautiful one there on that edge, and then we're going to come in and I'm going to show you now what that looks like in terms of when you've used the outside die. So it creates that lovely curved feature, and it really is honestly fabulous to be able to do this with that one set of dies, that fabulous bundle, that brilliant price on the screen, and then all the ways that you're going to be able to use it. Incredible.
Very.
So I'm going to come in now with my decorative pieces. Now I've used, again, and I'll just quickly explain this because I've got 2 more demos that I'm going to squeeze in, but I've taken some of our wisteria paper. Actually, it's the Sate with Flowers, Debbie, Sate with Flowers. And I've just used it to create the curvature part that then sits in to this part, and look how, and it means you can get your mats and layers absolutely bang on. And I mean, literally bang on. Absolutely incredible. So again, let's come in. Let's stick that down. That's the inside panel, so again, it offsets there. Craig, have you got the crushed velvet over there? Could I just borrow it for a second?
No, don't. What reactive? Yeah.
Well, yes, please.
Yeah. Sorry, do you know what it is? I'm all ahead, Debbie, and I'm looking at the next bundle with a way to look. Which has got
you're getting
pads.
ahead. Thank you. Thank you very much. Just because it's disappeared from our side. But I'm just going to take the ink and I'm just going to tickle around that edge. Just tickle around the edge just to make that pop that little bit more. And again, you've got all these in your bundle. I can't get over it, because when you take the price of the every day of the week, £5.99 we sell those at. So absolutely fabulous. And then in terms of this, the inside panels, exactly the same. You've got the curve, you've got the die to be able to create the perfect mat and layer. All you need to remember is your framing that you're going to go in with. Cut that down to size and then put your die into place and run it through your machine. So you can create your 2 panels quite easily. And again, I'm going to, normally I use the side, but I'm using the muted side for a change. Yeah, it has. Yeah, Producer Nicola, it's got a bit of a galaxy look to it on the other side, hasn't it? Yes, absolutely. But again, I'm just going to come in and bring that, pop that down. And now you've created the perfect, and I mean perfect, ones that fit around your borders. And of course, you've got the other dies in there to be able to work with as well. It just means so much creativity you can come in with, and then your beautiful card blank like so. And then all I'm going to do now is I'm keeping it really quick, really stripped back. I've taken a sentiment. I say I've taken a sentiment. Have you noticed where I've took it from? The especially for you is from...
not Garden Gate.
Yes, yes, from the Garden Gate one with the lovely, beautiful flower on there as well. Absolutely, Craig. I'm going to pop a little flower. Let me just... flower? That's not a flower. That's a bow. Now then, Debbie, where are you going to put your bow?
That's a beautiful bow.
I love my bow. A bow?
Bow.
A bow? I've got a beautiful bow, haven't I?
Beautiful bow.
Thank you. I'll take that. I love making bows. That's another thing I love doing. You're very good with your fingers with your bows, though, aren't you? I'm a bit rubbish with my fingers, with my bows. I usually use our tools.
Yeah.
Ultimate Pro being one.
Yeah,
to create.
No.
Oh, do you know what I've just done?
What have you done?
I've realised I put a little... there's a little foam pad under there. What a dipstick. What a dipstick. I had a foam pad underneath, Craig. I mean, seriously, what is wrong with me sometimes? I've realised... Do you know what I'm thinking? What's that spongy bit underneath? Let me put my little butterfly... Oh yeah, let's go there. So we're going to go there, and then I'm just going to finish that off with a couple of my little mini gems. Come on, where are you? I know you're in there. There we go. I'm going to pop on into the centre of my butterfly. Couple of the little gems.
Fight.
You don't want to come off me. Wait a minute. Oh, there we go. That's better. Couple of the gems just into my butterflies, because I do love a little gem or two. When they come off my little sheet, that is. And that, again, it's just those little finishing details. And again, a really lovely, simple, easy to achieve
Debbie, that's
card.
beautiful.
Honestly, you don't need a lot. Sometimes you just do not need a lot to be able to create these beautiful shaped cards. Then with your mats and layers, you've got the right tools again, Craig, at the most incredible price.
It really is, really is such an incredible price. I'm not going to go through all of the boards again because we want to jump across to Debbie again in a few moments. Give Debbie a little bit of time to get set up before we look at the next item. But that one was from your Learn Edgeables. You've got the ink pads, the dies, and you've got so much more. You've got your watercolour card and your Mint Centura Pearl, £35, $45. If you are going to be platinum, it's going to come down to £28 or $36. They're on the website, of course, just like everything else is. Please remember as well, March is National Craft Month, not only just with us, but all around the world in the craft industry. And then that means we're doing little incentives throughout the month. What we're doing from the 1st of March up until the 5th of March, you've got 10% off some Spectrum Noir tools. You will see it on the head front of the website. If you head across, you can click onto it. But then what you can also do as well is have a look over the weekend. So not until tomorrow, but over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, you're going to find a 3 for 2 on Spectrum Noir pens if you're wanting to stock up on a few. So that's going to kickstart tomorrow with Corin and Jan, and then that will continue into the Sunday with Corin and myself. The other little incentive as well that we are doing, that if you purchase our gift card, you put whatever quantity on there that you wish, you can then get a £5 back. So buy a gift card and then we will give you £5 back to spend on our website. So you will get a link via an email, you know, within a couple of days afterwards for you to use that. So it's all there. Please, however, as you always do, continue to watch throughout this month because there's going to be different things coming your way. In actual fact, all of us in here got an email as to let us know what's going to be happening from next week. So you're going to have lots of surprises, lots of things coming your way as well. So we are now going to head into that next one where it's all about learning embossing, where you're going to be getting your embossing folders, 3 ink pads and your blending tool. We have got within the set here some of our relatively new folders. Now yesterday we'd done a craft along where I used the studded leather, which was from the original textured embossing folder collection that launched with myself and Debbie Fisher a couple of months ago. Well, not even a couple of months ago, just a few weeks ago. That is giving you that one, which is the leopard print, which off the top of my head, that is now the only one that we have got left when it comes to the texture embossing folders. The leaf one sold out yesterday. We are also giving you your Woodland Splendor, so that is your double panel embossing folder there. You've then also got your beautiful Bloom. Remember, these are two, but they're two separate ones, but they complement each other. And then I know Debbie loves this one. You've got your In Flight there, 3D embossing folder. So that one there is 3D, they're 3D, they're 3D, and then these ones are your 2D. But I say it's 2D, I mean, look at the texture that you've got, that depth within that embossing folder, which is your leopard print. But that's not it though. You are going to be getting 3 of your pigment ink pads. So you're going to get your Ocean Blue. You are also going to get your Straw Bale, and then you're also going to get your Pink Tulip. So you're going to get those 3, and then you're also going to be getting your square blending tool. So you're going to get your square blending tool / rectangle blending tool, and you are going to get the 2 replacement heads as well. Have a look at additional tools on our website, because that is classed as a Spectrum Noir tool. So although you've got that within this bundle, have a look and see the additional ones that you want to get your hand on, so you can get 10% off the selected ones that are there. All of that you're getting for £35, $45. You've got a saving of over 20%, but if you are platinum, it's going to come down even more to £28 or $36. While you're already there on the website, you'll see it is Fiverr Friday. To check out the selected items there that you're going to get for £5, $5, or guess what? €5, depending where you are. Who would have thought? Go figure. Go figure. Right, Debbie, we're going to jump straight back to you and have a look at these ones.
Yeah, I love embossing folders. For a long time. They transform an ordinary piece of cardstock into something magnificent and really pretty. And if you did catch that amazing craft along yesterday, you'll understand why we love them so much, because they just literally elevate anything from a background to a foreground. They can be a focal part of a card. You can snip into them, chop into them. There's all sorts you can do with an embossing folder. I'm going to just use I'm going to do two very quickly techniques, and I'm going to use one of my favourite embossing folders, which incidentally is coming in the bundle, which is the In Flight one with that beautiful statement butterfly. Now I'm just going to run this through, and this is double-sided, now then, fresh white I think it's called.
I think so, isn't it?
Yeah, fresh white double-sided pearlescent cardstock. Whenever you are embossing, now I will just talk about 3D embossing folder for those people that are unaware of what a 3D embossing folder is. So it's made from a thicker plastic because there's extra sculpture in terms of the pattern that's in there. So in your folder, you will always feel one raised side and one that goes in, so like it goes into the plastic. Now, because it is a 3D, it's made from thicker plastic, which means the sandwich in your machines need to change. And in terms of a Gemini, I'll talk about that in a second. However, I'm just going to run that through first of all, so you can see that even though it's on white cardstock, it looks absolutely fabulous. And then I'm going to do a very quick technique called Letterpress technique, which is one of our favourites that we love to do here at Crafters TV, and show you how you put that in. Now, the combination for a 3D folder is your clear plate, your folder with your chosen material on the inside, your magnetic shim, and your frosty shim. So this is how it would look. Clear cutting plate, folder with the paper inside, magnetic, and then your frosted shim. And the reason that you need a hard surface on the top is there are metal rollers in there. If I'd have done it that way around, chances are that would get a little bit chewed up. So you don't have it that way, it's that combination. It has to have a hard surface on the top. If it's too much pressure, you're just going to take that out and run those two through. So check your machine out and have a little look at what you'll get. But what you get is the most beautiful embossed detail. And even on Centura Pearl, it looks absolutely incredible. the texture and the level of embossing in this folder alone is absolutely sensational. So I've transformed that piece of cardstock instantly. Now, I'll just move that to one side because I'm going to do that little bit of a letterpress technique, and I've still got a stamp demo to get in, so we're going to get cracking,
We're going to get cracking,
We're going to get cracking. I'm actually going to use the 2 ink pads that are coming in. Have you noticed there's been a bit of a theme with the prices?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, I noticed. It was only on this last one, and I'm thinking, sure, that £28 were there last time. Haven't they changed that L over? Because we've got a bit of a theme running through here for you as well, because this is a back to basics kind of show. Now, opaque pigment ink is incredible ink. You'll often hear us talk about them being our favourites. They are perfect for blending with and this, you know, doing your blending techniques together. But these are, they stay wetter longer, they stay open, so they don't dry instantly, which means in terms of heat embossing, you can add clear embossing powder onto there once you've done this. Now, I'm just going to use it for a bit of blending on this occasion. We've got a ton of tuitions and tutorials online about why these are fabulous ink pads and why we consider them to be absolutely amazing. However, I'm going to take myself a little brayer. Now, I want the recessed side because I want to be able to push the white cardstock up. So I'm not going to pop it onto this side, I'm going to pop it onto the recessed side, and I'm going to take my brayer. Now, I've gone for a little brayer. We have a bigger brayer at Crafter's Companion.
Yeah, with the big spectrum, no hard one, isn't it?
We do indeed, yeah. I have only got a little bit of ink on here though as well, and plus I haven't got my other craft bag with me. So I'm just going to use this is one that I carry around in my craft bag, and I'm just spreading the ink around the folder, like so. And I'm just making sure it gives it an even coverage. And you can do it on both sides, Craig, but I just want this to create a little bit of a technique. So I'm just going to take it in there and rub that right into every little part of the embossing folder using the brayer.
And it's a good thing to see because you've maybe got the brayer in one of the goodie bags you know, over the couple of weeks or months and not knowing how to use it.
Yeah, and that's just so you get an even coverage across the folder when you're using, especially things like our pigment, opaque pigment inks. Now, I've cut this down to size, which is, and again, this is a 5x7, so I've gone in at 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and I'm going to do it this way around, where I hold the cardstock down, place that in, and then bring the ink to the paper. That's the way I choose to do it. So pop it onto the top. So nothing's moving, although she said that, and I think it's just moved because I was a bit clumsy. However, it doesn't matter because I'll show you what the technique and how it works. So I'm going to pop now the magnetic shim and the plastic shim back in there. And what this does now, and this is on the deboss side, if you do it on the race side, you get a different look altogether. And it's worth doing it. It's worth having a try, both sides. You're not damaging the folder, but it looks really, really, every time I do it, I get blown away by the technique, and I absolutely love the effect it creates. Almost gives it this distressed feature. Because this is still wet, I could add now clear embossing powder and then heat set it. However, I did say I was just going to do a little bit of blending. So I've got my background piece, I've got the vintagey looking going off there, and then I'm just going to take one of my ink daubers and I'm going to just touch around the edge and then literally come in and pick up the so this is the sculptured bit, so the 3D bit is now being picked up with the remainder, and it's not going into the blue because it's the most raised part.
And do you know something? I've never done that before, Deb. In all the years that I've done letterpress technique, I've never thought about then going again over the top of the uncoated or uncoloured layer with ink on top of that.
Yeah, it's just because, you know, and the reason I've chosen these colours, obviously these are the colours that are coming in where, if you've got other colours in your collection, mix and match. I've just wanted to show you the quick technique, because this is about being back to basics. It's about learning these techniques, and it really is as simple as that.
It is, isn't it?
It couldn't be any easier. I could come in now and I could take my dauber and I could go over, and I can still, even though this is Centura Pearl, side by side you'll get two different looks. So again, just because we've got a bit of time, I'll come in, because the stamping technique that I'm going to show you is very easy to achieve. You can go over and pick up, and you'll get a different look altogether once you do that as well, Craig. So again, for me, absolutely incredible. And don't forget, there's another, in fact, is there 3 ink pads in this?
3 ink pads, yeah.
3 ink pads,
yeah, you've
right,
got
let's
the
just
3
put that
there.
into the equation. £5.99 each, so 6, 12,
You get
6,
straw
12,
bale
18,
as well.
18, 17.97. £17.97 worth of ink. That means then, whoo, look at the price on the screen, what you're getting for the rest, which is incredible. Now, when you take it into your card making, those two, that's exactly what I've done with these. So if I just go back over to the overhead again, so that one I've turned into this with the matte and layer, and just use me little with love. I did tell you
Just
I'd
a
be
bit
using
of
it.
with love.
And then even with the Centura Pearl, you get that lovely shine through there as well, just with the same colours, but 2 different looks from 2 different, well, the same folder, same card, but just using 2 different multi-purpose cardstock, Centura Pearl. Don't forget though, you are, if you have got a lot in your stash, there's lots of things you can do with it. But look at the difference between the two. It's the same 2 colours.
Yeah.
How different does both of those look? Absolutely.
know.
That's the letterpress technique. That's just going over the top, brushing over and tickling over. So there you go. 2 fabulous ways of being able to use it, and all about the embossing. And anyone for asking about this, you can just wipe it down with your wipes, pop it into some hot soapy water, clean that off. It's good to go. You haven't damaged anything, but it's a great technique. Try it. If you've never tried it, try it. There's a ton of things you can do with embossing. That's just 2 very simple ways that you can emboss with, and then think of all the other materials from acetate to vellum that you can emboss into, going into your dark cardstock, adding your gilding flakes, adding your gilding waxes, adding different things like your Aqua pens, creating the backgrounds, colouring them in. Oh my God, it goes on and on and on. There's so many. I remember, Jan, when we used to be in the other studio, 17 techniques using embossing folders in 2 hours. 17 techniques. There's a ton of techniques out there. You get the right deals. We're giving you those deals. You get creative and enjoy all those techniques and enjoy the embossing folders and enjoy those inks because they're fabulous.
100% could not agree more with you, Debbie, on that one there. Everything, you know, and when Debbie broke that down with the 3 ink pads at $5.99 each that are included, you're also then getting your folders, which showed you as well, £35 or $45. That's giving you a saving of 20%. Do you know what we'll do? Is just very quickly go through the folders here just to show you, because you've got your straw bale, you've got your ocean blue, and then your pink tulip, which is your pigment ink pads. You've also got your square blending tool as well that we can see just here. So you're going to be getting that as well. So you're also then getting the folder. So that's the one that Debbie just done the technique with, that gorgeous in flight, and it really is gorgeous with all the different layers. It is 3D, as well as the beautiful blooms, which is your duo embossing folder. So they are both different, as you can see, however they complement each other just perfectly. You've also then got your woodland splendor within that one there as well. So again, 2 different designs, but they complement each other just perfectly. And then last but by no means least, the last remaining texture embossing folder from, of course, our texture embossing folder range, the only one that is 2D. However, look at the depth of detail that you've got in that one there. Highly recommend do what Debbie Fisher says. You've seen me doing it as well. Although we say 2 cutting plates, we do like to put in our magnetic, our metal shim in as well. So 2 cutting plates and metal shim just with the 2D embossing folder, because it just how that really stands out when it comes to that leopard print. But all of that you're getting £35 or $45. That's where you've got that saving of 20%, which is exceptional if you take off the 3 times $5.99 that the ink pads are. But then if you're platinum, that's even better. That comes down to £28 or $36 for all of that. You guys across Central Europe, you're not left out. You just need to go to .eu. You're going to find everything that is there. You just need to then go into Shop the Day like everyone else will. You're going to find it all there. Everything from Wake Up Call within Masterclass, and then Launch Day later on, which is a little bit later in the day for Crafters TV. Usually a launch day was in this time slot, but what we've done is thought, let's have a special Friday night time. It will be here in the UK, late afternoon for some of you guys stateside, where we're going to have a look at our brand new corner punch they've gone now. They've gone now.
Bless you, Craig. Bless you.
Punches. We're already 50% of the Showstopper collection is gone, and we've not even got to official launch date as of yet. And it was going also smoothly as well. But what we are away to do just in a moment, we're going to go back to Debbie in a moment just to show you what you can be doing with the Learn Stamping with 8 stamps, 3 inks, rocker blocks and your multi-purpose cardstock, which I happen to have just here. Now, when it comes to these ones here, let's show you. Oh, we've got Spooky Cat within this one here. We've got Spooky Cat. So we've got our Pussycat that you can see there. And then we've also got, I love the brush lettering stamps. Love these ones. You've got Hello from me to you. Use them perfectly together, of course, that's how they're designed, but you can use them individually. Then what you've got is Baby Blue. You've also got, this is quick dry, you've also got fuchsia, you've then also got jet black. So let me just go back to that fuchsia for a moment. And then you've then got jet black.
What are you like?
You're then getting your full pack of white multi-purpose cardstock, A4 in size, 60 sheets, 300 GSM. How do I know that? Because it tells me right in front. I'm reading off the screen there. And then you've got your rocker blocks as well. So maybe you've gone for that other bundle that Debbie was showing you earlier on, where you've got the 2 larger rocker blocks. Well, these are going to complement that full set there. Once again, there's that reoccurring theme here, £35, $45. If you're platinum, it's going to come down to £28 or $36 for your Learn Stamping with all of everything that I've shown you there, where Debbie, you can do so much either all together within this collection, or even if you just use them all singly, couldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm stripping this right back though. This is going to be my final demonstration, stripped back to the very basics, showing you how to use the fabulous quick dry inks and why you need them in your life, because these are exactly what they say on the tin. They instantly dry instantly. So I've got the fabulous sentiment as well. So I'm going to use the Hello from me to you and why we're going to use them. The only difference that I'm using this time is our stamping platform. You've seen me use the rocker block earlier, but I'm just going to show you how I line mine up because I want it to go into that centre, so I'm using my hero tool. There is nothing for you to stop using the rocker blocks. You will get the same looks, the same achieved looks every single time. But placing that down, and I'm going to use our fuchsia. I'm just going to pop that onto the stamp, like so. And I love her. I mean, everything about our ink pads, from the shape to the colours to the different things that they do. Like we said, this is perfect for all your crisp defined layers. It's also perfect for these stamps.
Of course it is. 100%.
In the past, Craig, I used to get my knickers in a right twist because I used to make a right mess.
Yeah.
I literally used to smudge.
Smudge everywhere.
Oh, it drove me mad. Absolutely drove me mad. And then I discovered our quick dry ink pads, which for me were the biggest game changer of all, because you simply pop that down, it stays wet while it's on the non-porous surface, so on the stamping platform it stays wet, but the minute you contact your cardstock and lift off,
brilliant,
nothing.
Isn't it?
Nothing. I now feel like I can stamp with confidence. And I do mean that genuinely, because it is just so easy. Now, I will tell you, because I get asked this a lot, our quick dry, they are absolutely fabulous, but they will leave a stain in.
Of course they will.
It doesn't matter. It does not matter. It does not alter. I can use that confidently over and over again with different ink pads. It won't alter it because it's just staining. And I don't want people thinking, oh no, it's ruined. It's not ruined at all, in the slightest, Craig. So I'm going to come in now with, now that can be placed underneath, but it is this lovely brush lettering. So I am going to take that brush lettering, and I'm going to and I'm going to pop it into the centre. I always line it up across my stamp. It makes it a little bit easier when you pop things on. But again, nothing to stop you from putting it on the rocker block. You've got 2 choices. You've got the larger one, which will hold the yellow. You've got the thinner one that will take the smaller one on as well. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to ink it with the black. And this is now going to sit into the centre of that lovely hello, or you could just use the yellow on its own as well. You absolutely can. And I'm just going to place that back in, and we're going to stamp that from me to you through the centre with that brush lettering, which looks absolutely exquisite. And again, super easy to achieve that look. And then, of course, well, We're coming up to the launch, aren't we?
We are. Let's
We're coming
do
up
it.
to the launch. Shall we
Debbie,
do it?
Debbie.
Let's get the decorative element out there, and let's come in. And even with our multi-purpose cardstock, 300 GSM, you absolutely, with ease, can create that background so easily. The only difference that I've done here, Craig, is that I actually wanted it to have a little bit of a double effect. So I did it on there, even though I'm going to be covering the pattern up. I just thought it looked absolutely exquisite onto the back. And I'm just going to stick that down, Craig. It's going to be that easy to achieve this look. And you don't really need much else.
You don't, do you? You really don't.
Absolutely. Nothing else is needed. Of course, we could decorate the softer images with the corner punch if we wish to do so.
You could, yeah.
But I did say we are doing a back to basics show. We are keeping it nice and simple and showing you how to. And sometimes, because I am guilty of being the all singing, all dancing, jazz hands project, and I forget that sometimes clean and simple can look equally as lovely.
Yeah.
And you don't need anything else. And it's taken, especially the use of those
Debbie.
corner punches, has taken it onto a different level. I've kept it very, very simple, very, very easy, but very easy to achieve using the fabulous products, the fabulous prices. And again, look at that, 3 ink pads. You're talking that 3 ink pads again, taking that equation, look at that price. It is absolutely incredible. Rocker blocks, multi-purpose cardstock. The multi-purpose cardstock alone's 10 quid. It's 10 quid over a penny. Absolutely amazing. What's the face for there?
Nicola's just told me
What's that?
the Showstopper collection of the new punches, 60% has
Oh,
gone
you're
of the
kidding.
Showstopper.
We've not even launched it officially yet.
So within Wake Up Call, we maybe featured that actually, they were just, it was probably less than an hour we kind of featured them within Wake Up Call. So that little feature, as we've been mentioned throughout this show here, and that is it, 60% of that Showstopper collection has gone. Not even got into that official 2-hour launch later on today for a Friday evening, Friday afternoon for some of you guys stateside, or, you know, it'll be into the next day for you guys down under. You're going to get all of that in with the brand new launch date. It is, of course, giving you that Showstopper where you're getting everything that you see, £55 or $75. It's giving you that saving of 30%. You're getting the 7 brand new punches. This one here, okay, that's one punch, but you've got 3 different corners that you can punch into the corner of your card. You've got your 6x6, this is your Say It With Flowers paper pad. You've got your full pack of luxury carnival cardstock, all the different colours, shadless glitter, you've got some matte, you've got some mirror in there, and then you've also got your precious gold. This is your 7-piece Showstopper collection. Platinum price is even better at £44 or $60. I would like to reiterate, if you're looking at these on the website, the descriptions does say that they work for up to 250 GSM. We promise you these work with up to 300 GSM 310. That is why Debbie's been purposely using 300, 310 GSM within Wake Up Call and with what she's just done there. A little bit of a guidance because it works perfectly with our linen cardstock, which is about 250, but it is absolutely fine for your 300 GSM cardstock, so don't worry about that. We do have a full 2 hours coming your way, 6 o'clock here in the UK, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Time, where I know that Debbie have got some of the most beautiful demos planned when it comes to punches. And let me tell you, there's going to be some of the demos you're going to look at and think, I never would have thought that that's been done with corner punches, because of the way that Leanne and the team have actually designed them and designed the actual punch mechanism means that you can adapt them as well. Debbie did do a little bit of adapting earlier on in Wake Up Call. We will see more later on. But we're now getting to the end of the show. We've literally got 5 minutes. Susie's going to be sweating, so we better do demo of this show.
I know, we really apologise, Susie. We didn't read, but we wanted to get as much as we could in terms of stripping it back to those basics and learning how to use certain things. I haven't put my little flower in because my little flower didn't actually go onto anything. So I've kept my flower out of here. And we'll go to number 1, back to the learning how to use your aquas. So that is number 1. Learning how to use your edgeables is number 2. Learning how to do some embossing is number 3.
Stunning.
And learning how to stamp with our clean and simple card is number 4. You decide.
Wow. Wow. What about talking about just reining it in that little bit when it comes to beginning, but look at the 4 spectacular cards that Debbie just done there a moment ago. Glad I am not, of course, voting again. A couple of very quick questions. Now, I know, Debbie, this is something that you cover quite a lot, but we're always getting new viewers, and it's always handy to say because some people get caught out. But Sue L on YouTube is saying, hi, great show. I'm learning loads from Debbie. Can I ask a question? I am using the embossing folder, the classic Hessian, with all-purpose card in my MIDI. I'm getting creases in the card. What am I doing wrong?
It's the size of your cardstock, probably. Because if you, and I've been guilty of this in the past, where a 5x7, I don't physically describe that I'm chopping it down slightly, because a 5x7 is fine, but it's the actual size of the folder, and in each folder there's a tiny little bit of a frame, a bit like matting and layering.
Yeah.
So I take it down to, if I've got a 5x7 folder, I take it to 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 and sit it neatly into the folder, and you won't get any wrinkling, creasing, or you shouldn't do that, honestly. Again, any of those folders, just take it down that little bit smaller. It means you get a neater finish and a neater embossing look. I would always recommend, you're using the right cardstock, multi-purpose cardstock, you absolutely can. You might get a different effect with different Centura Pearl or anything like that, but just make sure you take it down that fraction. And if you're using, did she mention which machine she was using, Craig?
The MIDI.
The MIDI?
Yeah.
So the MIDI, just make sure if it's a 3D folder, it's going straight through the mouth, no other shims. If it's the 2D folders, then you just literally pop it with the purple shim and make sure. And if you want to try it where you flip, reverse it and run it through, you can as well. So just try it that way and see if that makes a difference. Because we had, and it's not a daft question, we had a very similar question a couple of weeks back, and she tried it and she'd realised she was cutting a cardstock too big.
Yeah.
She just needed to trim it down to fit inside the folder. If it's inside the folder, it'll make such a difference.
And she tried it while we were live in the show, and she commented in the same show and said that worked an absolute treat. It really, really did. We've got as well saying, Diane on YouTube is saying, I'm in quite late, excited to rewatch the entire video. Craig, I love your hosting. You make a great team with Debbie. We do.
That's so lovely.
We just love working with each other. We really do. It's because we're such best friends off of screen as well as on screen as well. We love it. So much love as well for the corner punches. And Crafty Queen on YouTube saying, oh, Craig, Friday Fever is biting this week. You're both doing so well, considering you've got the naughty tongue twisters with the guys in the gallery. Thank you. I know as well. Laughing away. Rightio, we've got a couple of pictures here before we end the show with the result. Sandra Dundas. She has taken inspiration from what Michelle had done, I believe.
I was just going to say that looked like a Michelle project. That's beautiful. Michelle's back next week from holidays.
She is
Anybody wondering where she's been? She's had a couple of weeks off, well-earned weeks off, and she'll be back next week. Oh, Craig, I see something else coming up.
I see it, Rhonda. Wow.
Look at that. That's beautiful. I wonder where she got the inspiration from.
I wonder. That was my craft along from yesterday. I love your take with your colours and your patterns that you've been using it. Thank you so much for sharing that. I absolutely love seeing that. Love seeing what you've done with Michelle's ideas as well. Just say as well, as Debbie did say, I'm actually on with Michelle on one of the days. I think it's maybe not Tuesday. No, it's not next week. It's the week after. Michelle's also in for a few days, and I'm going to be on with her then because something launching that myself and Debbie are really, really excited about, and I know Michelle's going to be featuring them within a launch party. Rightio. So Susie was saying 1 vote separates each card 1, 2, and 3. However, by 1 vote, demo of the show goes to number 2.
The Edgeables, there you go. Thank you very much. I love how you're a tight, close call because literally, you know, we have taken these back to basics, just showing you how to use these things, but sometimes it's nice to do these kind of shows because it's been lovely getting the questions and asking, like we said, never any daft questions.
Never.
But thank you very much. I am super excited for 6 o'clock. Is all I'm going to say. I can't wait.
Absolutely.
It's got to be good.
It's going to be so good. As I was saying before, you can get the paper punches, corner punches on their own. However, when it comes to the Showstopper collection I've got on my side of me, 60% has gone already. We've not even gone into our official launch. Launch is the final show of the day. It's usually within this slot, but we've moved it to Friday evening UK time. It's going to be 6 o'clock, 1 p.m. Eastern time or 10 a.m. Pacific time with myself and Debbie. As I said a moment ago, Debbie's got the most beautiful cards and samples and demos to be shown you within the 2 hours. If you are watching live, then we will see you in a couple of hours' time, where we are going to have ourselves an incredible launch day. We'll see you then.